let's get started. We are very happy to greet all of you here to share our latest new product release. Current users probably already noticed some changes, and we would like to explain them, to tell the story behind them, and show you what's coming next. A couple of words about Oboard. We help teams achieve ambitious goals with our OKR apps for Jira, Confluence, Salesforce, Monday.com, and our web app. We are in the market for 7 years in 100 plus countries with more than 3,000 customers across various industries. You can scan this QR code and go to our website if you want to learn more and if you're new to our webinars. We are number one inside the Atlassian marketplace. If you search for OKRs, you would see that we are having top rating and top number of installs there. And recently, Atlassian included us into their special collaboration bundle with the other apps. So we got featured as a top collaboration app as well. I would like to introduce you our main speaker today, Nikita Korotkov, our head of customer success, who will show you all the exciting updates we've got here. Hi, Nikita.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So what's coming now? Nikita will show you all the new features that we've got. Then I will show what's coming soon, and we will have a Q&A session later. And yeah, we're coming to summer updates 2025. Nikita, I'm giving the word to you.
Thank you, Margot. So let's dive right into it. The main topic of the update, well, the update itself is huge, but the main focus of it is introducing KPIs and custom metrics inside our app. And I believe the best way to do it would be to show it on our new and updated custom dashboard. So let's start. What's new here? First of all, you can already see that our custom dashboard is now modular. As of right now, there are 3 modules available to you: OKR, KPI, and text one. So basically, now with the help of the custom dashboard, you can create your own ultimate company strategy dashboard, company strategy cockpit, and gather all the most important information in one specific place. In this particular scenario, you can see that I started with a text module that will show to the rest of the company how we see our vision and mission for this year. And then I follow up with all the OKRs that are included on the company level as our strategy this year going forward. And down below would be our brand new report created specifically just for the KPIs. Let's take a look in more details on how it works. Yeah, so each KPI would be able to be assigned to individual users as well as groups, where groups can again represent different levels of your organizational structure, starting from the company level KPIs down to departments and individual teams as well. Then you'll be able to leave a quick comment, provide an update on what happened last month, why the numbers are different in comparison, maybe last quarter, depending on the KPI type that you created. Basically, yeah, you would be able to drop a quick comment asking for updates or checking updates that already somebody provided to you. Then you will see an actual table with all the KPIs that you added to this report. You can change the view to weeks, months, or quarters, depending on your needs. Colors will represent if you are either achieving or not this KPI for this particular period of time. And these values will actually represent the new progress option that we are adding to the app together with the KPIs. It's called threshold. Basically, how it works. Let's take a look in details from the actual KPI form. So if you select threshold as your progress option, you'll be able to set certain things. First of all, the threshold, a number that you want to achieve in some way. Then you decide on condition on how you want to achieve it. Do you want to be above this value? Do you want to be below it or maybe equal to it, right? And then you can add your custom unit in which you will measure it. Can be anything you want to, up to 5 symbols. Then you separate your KPI into periods of time in which you will measure it. As of right now, you can measure your KPIs weekly, monthly, or quarterly. However, that's not it. So KPIs is not always about keeping a steady, keeping your company healthy, but about also growing and improving, right? So in this case, we are talking about monthly recurrent revenue for the company. And probably we want this number to increase. And you can do that. So for each separate KPI, you can also set unique thresholds and set unique dates for them. So meaning that I not just have one threshold for the whole year for this whole KPI. For each month of the year, I could create a separate target that we need to achieve. And as you can see, with each month, it grows by a certain amount that I decided to enter here. This behavior is not unique to just the thresholds and KPIs and can, for example, be used with classic key result or any other metric that you create with start target progress option. Meaning that, for example, again, in this case, we have a yearly or no. Yeah, in this case, we have a quarterly key result for the marketing team. We have a start value, and then we have a target that we want to achieve by the end of the quarter. However, we also want to track in intermediate progress. How to do it? Previously, you would have to create maybe separate key results, especially if we are talking about yearly ones, then create quarterly key results underneath it. Now you can just create milestones. So in this case, for each month of the quarter, I created a separate milestones and the growing value I want them to reach by the end of this milestone. Now, going back to the KPIs. So all of that, all the unique thresholds on all your progress will also be represented on a new updated graph. Some of you that already used the apps remember that the graph was on the right side of the OKR KPI form. Now it will be right in the middle. And for all the metrics, including existing key results, KPIs, and anything else you create yourself, it will now be based on actual values and not just grade or progress percentages. And since the graph becomes more valuable for you to track, we want to make sure that it stays relevant for you. That's why when you update progress, you can now select a date, basically make update in the past. So if there was a case when you missed for some reason to provide an update or check in on your OKRs, KPIs, or something else, you can now go back in time, select a date, and update it. This way, your graph will remain relevant at all points in time. Let's go back to the dashboard. Yeah. So combining all those three modules, we created the perfect report and focus for the whole company to understand what our strategy as a company is. However, you are not limited here, right? You can create as many reports as you need and for any level as you need. Can be departments, can be individual teams. If they have their own OKRs, if they have their own metrics that they want to track and improve on, probably they also need to create their own dashboard just for them. How to actually create all of that, right? All those KPIs, thresholds, milestones, and everything. So for that, you would need to go to settings and find a new menu called components. Well, technically not new, just renamed and improved. Previously, it was called OKR levels, and now it's strategy components. What's different is that now you can create not just OKR levels, but custom metrics, meaning that key result is also not set in stone, right, metric. You can adjust it how you want. You want to change its name, you can. You want to delete it completely, you can. By default, we will now create those three OKR levels, company, department, team, and three new metric types, key result, KPI, and initiative. As I said, at any point, you can change them, delete them, or create something completely new. What's also different from the metric creation in opposing to the OKR creation type is that for each metric that you can create, you can set which progress option you want to have on it. For example, for initiative, I probably don't need the threshold, so I don't select it in the options. For the KPIs, I probably don't need binary. That's why I also do not select that. One more important difference is that now all metrics can also be created without a parent. Again, people that already use the app probably know that right now key results have to have a parent. Doesn't matter what it will be. Key result, objective, they have to have something about them. From now on, you can disable that, right? Or in other ways, enable them to be created without a parent. How it can be used? Simple example would be KPI. So if you take a look here, there are 3 different use cases that you can use. First, it's your classic OKR structure, right? We go from the top company level without actually having company key results down directly to department quarterly objectives. And here you already see a combination of key results that department want to achieve this quarter and KPIs that they need to track and something that will make them stable, be healthy, and be able to achieve those key results, right? Another case would be when you have one single metric that's so important to your company that the whole company is working towards improving it. In this case, we are talking about the company revenue and all the objectives on all levels, departments, teams, and everything that we create is targeted towards increasing the revenue of the company for this year. That's why we go and link all our OKR structure underneath our KPI revenue metric, right? The third use case is classic. As per default in methodology, they should live separately. You can do that as well. So separately, you have your OKR structure, and separately, you track your KPIs. If you have a lot of them, you can even put them in a separate workspace, so they do not overlap with your OKRs in any way. Custom dashboard will still support that because the dashboard works cross workspace and you can add here anything from any workspace that is available to you. That's probably it what I wanted to share about the new update. It's definitely not everything, not all the little details. For example, we also added bulk addition of OKRs to the custom dashboard as well. But yeah, more you can read in our What's New section or on our Help Center. Probably one more thing that I wanted to mention, it's not a new update, it came already quite some time ago, but we didn't mention it during our previous product update, and that's OKR bin. Basically, if you ever deleted any OKR by mistake and you wanted to get it back, you can do it now. You go to setting, go to bin, select the date when the OKR was updated, and restore it. Quite simple. That's probably it from my side. Thank you, Margot.
Thank you very much, Nikita, and thanks everyone for asking questions. We'll get back to them once I'm done with the upcoming updates. So just give me a couple of minutes here. So what's coming soon? The first and the most important thing is the simplified check-in flow. Before that, once you're updating your OKR, you should update its value. Then you should write a comment. Then sometimes change a status manually. Within the upcoming update, you would be able to change your value and change your confidence level and write an update within one view. No need to go anywhere. And then people would be able to see it within different views. So for example, in a homepage, you would be able to look through the check-ins here, and also on the custom dashboard and other views, just click on the key result objective you're interested in, and you would see the latest check-in. As the next step, we would also release a check-in feed where you can view the check-ins of all your peers. And you could also filter them by team. So for example, if you're doing an OKR review with the team, or later you're doing an OKR retrospective, you can just look at all the check-ins, analyze this data, and get a lot of insights from there because it's documented. Another thing, we would have a check-in engagement report. So for example, if you want to see if people are checking in regularly, you would see this from the report, and you would understand if you have any gaps or if someone forgets to update their OKRs. Next important update, we are deeply aligned within Atlassian requirements, the security requirements specifically. We're implementing Atlassian Forge inside the app. And what is most important, that it enables us to broaden our integration within Atlassian ecosystem. And you would be able to have Jira custom fields synced with Oboard custom fields. And that opens like endless possibility for different reports. You would be able to add those fields into the plans, into other reports, because right now what we have filtering within GQL, but then we would have so much more. Another important update, this is specifically for web app users, we're adding a single sign-on. It would save time for your admins. They won't need to restrict access manually. They would have a solution for this. And what also would be possible is to have two separate systems, one for managing access, for example, and HR system for removing users, if you have this in two systems. And the last one, but not the least, concepts that are in progress right now. Since we're releasing KPIs, a lot of our customers use Power BI as their source for KPIs, and they have a lot of KPIs. So we would add a possibility to move them from there. And also Power BI have a lot of integrations. We will also have an integration with Google Sheets. We are going to implement an opportunity to have multiple parents for one key result. And we are moving towards the AI wave and working on the OKR assistant. So this is it about the updates. Thank you very much for being here. And let's probably go to the chat and yeah, check the questions. Okay, so Nikita, it would be probably good if you can share your screen and I can voice out the question. So one of the question was, the first one was, can we make a custom intervals for KPIs? And basically we can create a custom interval, but then we have the thresholds for months and weeks, which are like default. Maybe you can show how to set it up so that people can understand. So the question was sounded as following: can we make a custom intervals for KPI, for example, for 1 year, not only for quarters?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can show
now, first of all, we have our intervals that we already had inside the app for many years, right? You can assign them to your OKRs. You can create as many intervals as you want to, and for any period of time that you want to. You want it to be for the year, you can do that. You want it to be for multiple years, you can do that as well. In addition to that, for the threshold metrics types, let's simplify it, just call them for now the KPIs, right? If we talk about the KPIs, you will have two values here of time. First one, interval, which will be assigned to KPI in any other OKR. And then you will take this interval and split it by periods. And those periods will mean how frequently you are going to enter data, how you're going to update your KPI, how you will compare it. So in this case, we are tracking monthly recurrent revenue. That's why we're splitting these KPIs yearly, but we are splitting it in monthly periods. I can also split it in weekly or quarterly periods. For now, these are only the three options for the splitting in periods. With intervals, you are not limited. You can create as many as you want to and as long as you want to.
Hey, Zain, I hope it answers your question. If not, please specify in the chat if you have anything particular to ask about. The next question from Sergio. I see the KPI section in the example is called KPI 2025. This is useful when we want to think about yearly target for the horizon. How do we carry our KPIs to the next year? How would we be able, for example, to set 1 year, 3 year, 5 year target for a KPI? So I think it's partially covered, but by what Nikita showed. So in the settings, Nikita, maybe you can go.
Yeah,
one more
so
time.
again, let's one by one. How you can carry over, depending on you what you will need to do. The first variant, you tracked one KPI on monthly basis for the whole year, and then for the next year, you start from scratch. You just duplicate your KPI and erase all the values so that later when this year ends, you can actually go and compare 2 different years and how you progressed with the same KPI month over month. If you don't need that, you can simply reassign the interval. So as of right now, this KPI is for the 2025. I can, if I have this interval, reassign it to 2026 at any point in time. And all the data that you already entered will carry over. So you will just continue where you left. And you can continue doing that. So the 2026 is over, you assign a new interval 2027 for the same one. If you don't want to do that, you can simply, again, as I just showed with intervals, you can create multi-year intervals. So basically, here you will type 2025 till, I don't know, 2028, right? And then here, I will actually select those dates, 2028. That's it. I hit create. Interval is created. I can go back to my KPI and change it from being 2025 to be from 25 to 28. I believe I covered all the parts of the question. Yeah.
I hope so. If not, please let us know in the comments. So the next question, how many stakeholders per OKR can be added?
As many as you need. I believe there is no limitation to the number of stakeholders.
Yeah, good. That was the next question. Also, what might be interesting for you, we have inside the custom fields, you can also create custom assignees. So for example, if you're having an OKR owner, but then you're having an assigned project manager for a specific OKR, you can also have it set as a custom field. So not sure what's the use case here. So just adding some context.
Yeah, basically you go to custom fields, create custom field, and then here
Yeah,
select
right
assign
here.
type. And for this field, you can set a custom name. You want to have product managers, product owners maybe assigned to your OKRs, not just some random stakeholders. You can go to custom fields and create one. It will work the same way again as stakeholders field. Multiple people can be assigned.
Okay, hope that answers the question. There is a question if we would send a video recording. Yes, we will, definitely. So a question from Patty, if there is a possibility to get a one-to-one session with Nikita to work these changes into our organization. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Nikita, can you send, I'll send a link in the chat just in a second. So I've got a question from Jason. Would love to understand how imports might work from Microsoft Viva exports. So what kind of exports? So export in an Excel spreadsheet, or what kind of export we're talking about here? If you can specify maybe. So in terms of connections, we have an open API connection. So if you want to build something specific and custom to migrate from your previous tool, I know that Microsoft Viva Goals is shutting down. This is one of the options, or maybe you can clarify what exact export you are talking about. And
we also have an option Have like a certain, if you format your spreadsheet in a certain way, we can use it to import OKRs from a spreadsheet to your instance of the app using a simple script. However, it will be limited in some ways. Basically, you'll be able to carry over your OKR titles and simple hierarchy. I believe it's limited only to having, for example, objective and a key result under it. So the rest of the information will still have to be entered manually.
There is a question when we are releasing the updates of the center. So end of July?
Probably something end of July, yeah.
Okay. Great. Another question. The naming convention you demoed for the new component, KPI, KR initiative, is that a recommended approach? Okay, Tony, you can adjust them to your needs. For the case, if you're working with OKRs and KPIs, it would be good to distinguish them. About the initiatives, for if you use initiatives and epics in Jira, you don't need to create some separate epics. But for example, if some teams are not using it that actively or are not comfortable with it, or you want to have some strategy level initiatives inside, you can do this. So it's up to you. It would be better to set a one-to-one session with Nikita, really, and look
So
at the setup.
basically, if you do not use KPIs, you do not have to create them. If you just want to use the threshold because you like the progress option, you can also use them with your key results as well. Initiative, again, if you are, for example, using Jira Epics initiative and everything, you don't need to create an initiative inside the app. You can use them from there. For the web app, yeah, it's more relevant because you don't have access to your tasks from Jira, and this way you create initiative. But yeah, if at any point you have more questions, we can always jump on a separate call to discuss everything.
I think we've covered everything in the chat. There are a couple of thank yous to Nikita. So thank you, Nikita, again for pulling this presentation together. Okay, great comments. Can't wait to use it myself. Very excited. Great job. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Very exciting updates. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. It's such a great pleasure for us to meet with our customers, to show the updates, to hear your feedback. We are very, very happy to have you here.
You mentioned some future upgrades and updates. When are those functionalities available? Like Power BI.
Which specifically?
You had one slide with future changes or upgrades. I think it was related with Power BI and so on. You didn't mention any timing there. And what kind of functionalities UX we can expect with the Power BI analysis function?
So the check-ins should be available this summer. We really hope so. Then we would Nikita, can you update me on the integration with Atlassian Forge? So probably till the end of the year, but I don't want to.
We hope to deliver it earlier, but depends. The end date that we definitely want to deliver it before is the end of the year. Same goes for the Power BI as well.
Okay, so the single sign-on, it's probably it would come the fastest out of these updates that I mentioned. So it should be like, I guess, July, August. And multiple OKR parents, I don't have an update from the product team with the exact date. I don't know, Nikita, if you have any, please share.
This year. I can't be more specific, but yeah, this year.
Okay, so yeah, I probably should be more prepared next time, but till the end of the year, you should have AI assistant, multiple parents, and these other updates. Unfortunately, I don't have a precise timing for you. Sorry for that. Okay, and I think this is it, right? Hope I haven't missed anything. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and have a great rest of the day, productive week. and a successful year. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.